Good morning, my students. My name is Sumail Badr. I'm an English teacher from Palestinian schools in Qatar. Today, I will explain for you Period 1 from Unit 5, page 66. It's from Reading Book. The title of our lesson is A Good Read. A Good Read, yeah. Now, I want you to open your books, reading books, page 66. Now, my student, open your reading books, page 66. As I said, the title of our lesson is A Good Read. Before I start reading, I will ask you a question. Do you like reading, and which kind of books do you like to read? For me, I like reading. It's a kind of hobby for me. I like to read historical fiction books, and also I like to read adventure stories because it's exciting. Now, I will read some information about kind or types of reading. I will explain for you fiction and non-fiction reading. I will start. Please focus with me and try to understand the meaning of fiction and non-fiction. Read the information, discuss the questions in pairs. There are two forms of writing, fiction and non-fiction. Fiction is writing about imaginary people and events. It includes short stories and long stories called novels, poems, and play. Non-fiction is writing about real people, events, and things. It gives information with facts. It includes newspaper articles, school textbooks, cookery books, and travel writing. Now I will read two questions and we will try to discuss them. The first question, do you prefer to read fiction or non-fiction? Number two, what types of fiction do you like to read? Something is exciting, funny, frightening? Okay, now I will give you two minutes to answer this question. Now let's check your answers. The first question, do you prefer to read fiction or non-fiction? For me, I like fiction books. Okay, number two, what type of fiction do you like to read? Something that is exciting, funny, frightening? No, I like exciting books, like stories which tell us about adventures. Okay, adventure stories is very exciting. I like to read them. Look at these two kinds of books. It is fiction or non-fiction books. Yes, it is fiction books. We have here the robot and the desert island. Okay, now we will move to the second part of our lesson. I will read for you. Please, you try to follow with me. Different types of fiction are called genres. Read this description of some popular genres and choose your three favorite. I will read for you. The column 1 is for genre. Column 2, the second column is for features. I'll start reading. Please try to follow with me to know each type of genre. What does it mean? Number 1, adventure involves a lot of action, often fights, sometimes wars, chases, crashes, and plenty of bravery and excitement. Number 2, humor. Strange characters doing funny things to cause laughter and entertainment. Number 3, traditional stories that were passed down orally, including folk tales, fairy tales, and fables from different cultures. Number 4, crime mystery involves a crime or mystery that The reader tries to solve the mystery at the same time as the lead character. Number 5, science fiction. Set in the future using science and technology. Example, robots, spaceships, or time travel. Number 6, fantasy. A story in an imaginary world with strange setting and characters, often includes amazing creatures. The last one, number 7, historical fiction. Fiction stories set in history, bringing famous people and places to life. Now, I will return the question for you. Choose three of them you like to read. Yes, for me, I think, in my opinion, I like adventure stories and crime stories. The last one, I think maybe I would choose historical fiction because it is exciting. Okay. Okay, my student, now we will go to the third exercise from page 67. I will read the question for you. Try to follow with me. What genre of a story do you think these people are talking about? Now, I will read the sentences for you and you will try to guess what genre of a story that people are talking about. Number 1. It's set on a huge spaceship that flies around keeping the peace on other planets. Number 2. I like those kind of stories, particularly the one with animals, because they teach important ideas in simple ways. Number 3. Set in ancient Egypt, it tells the story of the people who built the pyramids. Number 4. I just couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. Number 5. I didn't know who the killer was until the last page. I was reading late into the night to find out. Number 6. It was so exciting, particularly the car chase through the street of Baghdad. Number 7. It's about a group of strange creatures on a journey to find a special ring that can save the world. Now, take 5 minutes. Try to guess the answers of these sentences. Okay, now let's check our answers. Number 1. It's set on a huge spaceship that flies around keeping the peace on other planets. It's, yes, science fiction. Number 2. I like those kinds of stories, particularly the one with animals, because they teach important ideas in simple ways. It's traditional. Yes. Number 3. Set in ancient Egypt, it tells the story of the people who built the pyramids. It's, yes, historical fiction. Number 4. I just couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. The answer is humor. Okay. Number 5. I didn't know who the killer was until the last page. I was reading late into the night to find out. The answer is crime mystery. Number 6. It was so exciting, particularly the car chase through the streets of Baghdad? The answer is yes, adventure. Number 7, the last one. It's about a group of strange creatures on a journey to find a special ring that can save the world. The answer is fantasy. Yes, fantasy. Now check your answers and try to correct the mistakes. You have 2 minutes. Okay, my students. Now we will move to the fourth exercise. Match these words from the text on page 66 with their meaning. The words are in the same order in the text. Now we have two columns. The first one is words from the text. The second one is the meaning, the definition of these words. Now you have 2 minutes in order to match the words from the first column with the meaning from the second column. Now start. Okay, my student, let's check your answers. Number 1, pass down, matches with yes, D, taught by parents to their children. Number 2, orally, matches with yes, E, by speaking, not writing. Number 3, cry, matches with A, an ancient that is against the law. Example, stealing or killing. Number 4, solve, matches with C, find a solution to something. And the last one is lead, matches with yes, B, most important. Now check your answers, my student, and try to correct the mistakes. Okay, now we will go to the last. Okay, my student, now we will go to the last exercise in our lesson, exercise 5. Work in pairs, find answers to the questions. Now I will read the questions for you and you will try to find the answers for them. Question number 1. Look back to the story in Unit 1, Period 4. By the way, it's page 9. If you remember the story of the goat who helped the horse because the horse was sick and the farmer wanted to kill the horse. Okay, I will continue. What genre does that belong to? What other stories do you know that belong to the same genre? Number 2, what genre does the Norwood Builder belong to? Number 3, what stories have you read from other genres? Now I will give you 5 minutes to answer these questions. Now let's check your answers. Number 1, look back to the story Unit 1, Period 4. What genre does that belong to? What other stories do you know that belong to the same genre? Okay, the part 1, the answer is yes, traditional stories. Part 2, what other stories do you know that belong to the same genre? I think, in my opinion, maybe we have a fantasy stories. Okay, it is a kind of fantasy stories. Yeah. Number 2, what genre does the Norwood Builder belong to? You remember Norwood Builder? In the last semester we took it. It's about Sherlock Holmes. Yes. What genre does the Norwood Builder belong to? Yes, of course, it's crime, mystery. Number 3, what stories have you read from other genres? In my opinion, I read from historical fiction. I read many stories about historical fictions, like, for example, Napoleon Bonaparte and Saladin. Okay, this answer is up to you. Okay, now try to check your answers, please. You have 2 minutes.